off. I don't have to have it on, I don't think.
We're live.
All right.
So we're live from the truck again today. Internet has been stinky at the house. We did a test run, and before we did the test run, everything was working great. Showed I had a ton of bars and signal and everything, and then as soon as I hit start, yeah, no internet connection.
Well,
Hello, Homestead, where you are.
hey, last week we did a test run and everything was great, and when we set up to do it, it wouldn't run.
Right, so at least let us know ahead of time. Oh, Chris, thanks for coming in, Chris. Awesome.
Oh,
So we're going to sit in the truck under a shade tree at the lake. I didn't bring a cord, or we could have set up, and cord and tripod, or we could have set up in the pavilion, and I forgot. All right, so we got Chris and Janet, 6 people in so far. All right. Senior Firewood Homesteader Larry. Huddle. Larry's here.
Senior Firewood.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm going to call him, Senior Firewood.
Senior Firewood. Thanks, Chris.
I've been called Senior Firewood before.
Remember telling everybody, remember to give us a thumbs up when they come in. Yeah, thank you. So, updates on the homestead. It's a mad dash during drought to save the gardens, and they're not looking too shabby anyway.
They're not looking too good.
No.
They're looking very shabby.
They're looking very, 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 very shabby. That's what I'm, yeah, I said that wrong.
It's all right.
They are shabby looking, sorry. I got my phrases all mixed up. But anyway, they're looking pretty rough. I need to do a tour. I'm kind of ashamed to do a tour, except for the raised beds. They look absolutely amazing. But
we have struggled with our soil, and we have put amendments and put amendments and put amendments on it. And our soil all over was not good. And we did all right for a few years. And then, last year we got hit pretty hard with the
spray.
And the year before we got hit a little bit with the spray. And then last year with the spray. I think we're still struggling with some of the residue. And we just haven't been able to keep up. We talked to you guys a little bit about some health struggles for both of us right now.
Hi, Barb.
And I took a full-time job, so I don't ever have a morning that I can hang around and do it like I used to come up with here and there.
Oh, Heather's here. Hi, Heather.
And so our gardens don't look great, but I think we've about decided we are going to take our big garden, finish the fence, and turn it into kind of a potager garden.
Yeah.
Containers and raised beds, and we just feel like that is going to be a better use of our time, more productive of our time. And we're kind of switching gears on our homestead a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, we were ramping up to go strong. And then now some things have changed in partnerships and people retiring and things like that. And thank you, Chris. We're going to give it a go. We hope it'll be beautiful. Hello, Wendy. Wendy from Nova Scotia. But yeah, so we're going to do probably some downsizing of cattle. We're probably going to take, you all know that our beef cattle, our steers and bulls will all go to process.
And that reminds me, if anybody is interested in beef.
Yeah, I'm picking one up tomorrow and love to split it with somebody. Or if you need a whole one, it's already cut up. So let me know. And
from the farm, we have some by the pound.
Yeah, from the farm, we have some by the pound.
Yep.
And that's where we're at there. We have a beef going again in September. So it'll be ready towards the end of September, 1st of October, if anybody's interested in that. And then there'll be a couple in the winter as well. But we are really discussing with the drought here, with the prices of feed, and my health, especially my health, whether or not we are going to get rid of our heifers, Gertrude, Julene, and Howdy.
We don't quite have enough pasture for a real cow-calf operation.
Yeah, Chris. Hey, Chris, bring coolers when you come this way to visit Missouri. Swing by our house and pick some up. It'll be the perfect time. Absolute perfect time.
Where are they? Where's Chris and Lynn?
They're in Arizona.
Arizona?
Or, yeah, they're in Arizona.
Okay. Been's over acres.
Yes. Barb says she's been slowly transitioning to raised beds because of age.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to have to consider that eventually as well.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, because Cindy's getting older.
Yes, I am getting older. I will always get older faster than Gary. That is just the way it is. Second week into September. We can save some of the one we're getting picked up tomorrow. Okay. We're cattle country. We can find you some.
There will be beef in our freezer.
Yes.
In September, I guarantee it. There'll be beef to sell.
Yeah, we have a little over half a beef in the freezer now, and we're picking up a whole one tomorrow. So, yeah. Leaving there on the 12th and going to be there the second week of September. Awesome.
What are they doing in Missouri?
They're just going, I don't know. I just know they're traveling there. She had said they were traveling on I believe it was Gathered Together's live. Yeah. But yeah, so we are just having a good toe time. Been doing raised beds for 5 years. Cool. We have done raised.
So that senior firewood?
Senior firewood, yes. They're going to visit some friends. We've had raised beds before. On the farm in Oklahoma, we had some raised beds. And we had in-ground gardens as well. And then when we went to Wyoming, we had a mixture of raised beds, and the flower beds beside the house were raised beds. The cistern, the flower bed around the cistern,
right.
And then
place we were living in there, that was all raised beds.
And then we had the strawberry bed that never would do anything, and mostly an in-ground garden. But yeah, and then we. At the other house here in Kansas that we rented, we just mainly did in-ground. And then here we have mainly done in-ground. We've done some container gardening, and the only raised bed we've had was more of a raised garden, and it was in the old foundation of the house, my herb garden. Cool. Chris and Larry are going to visit friends and some YouTube family members. Awesome. Hello, Neil and Beth. Neil and Beth Cornett are here. Yep. So, yeah, I probably said your last name wrong. Sorry. But, yeah. So you're getting comfortable. I've got my leg all up and I'm comfortable. I'm kicked back in the seat here. But, yeah, so, yeah, changes, changes with health means changes with homesteading, unfortunately. So, yeah, and land is hard to come by here. And since we're not going to have enough ground to pasture our heifers,
we thought we had at least another 80, and that
did not work. Yeah, so.
And some partnerships are dissolving due to age.
Yes.
And so we are.
And health issues, yeah.
And so I'm not able to keep up with all of it anymore. So we're just going to go back down to a milk cow and a few for beef and not worry about cow-calf right now. Make things easier for us for the winter.
Right. Big changes, and that'll be okay. It'll be okay. We'll keep our hogs. Right now, we'll keep our hogs. We will change garden plans for next year are already changing, and so we'll get them done. And we thought this year we were going bigger, and it didn't work out very good. So we expanded our gardens. Expanded our gardens, in-ground and raised beds and all of that. We expanded them from 22,000 square feet to about 25,000 square feet. And I had
I kind of got a start on it, but I wasn't where I needed to be when I took a full-time job, and then I just couldn't keep up after that.
Larry says that they sold their cow-calf operation when he turned 62.
Yeah. Well, I'm not that old, but we both are having health struggles right now. So.
Barb says their growing season is very strange this year. Ours has been as well. So now we're super, super dry and really struggling to keep things alive. Cost of feed and vet bills. Yes, Larry, that's where we're at right now. You know, vet bills are crazy. We haven't had to have vet bills on the very, you know, just normal stuff on the beef cattle, but Freedom's quite expensive.
Well, the only time we really had to have her vetted was
K-State.
Yeah.
We didn't go to the vet with it, but she got the infection in her foot.
And I was able to do that.
Yeah, and then she just recently went through the mastitis, which I was able to just call the vet and they got it for me. Hi, Charlene. Charlene.
Yeah.
Cost of feed has quadrupled here in Arizona. $26 a bale for alfalfa. Is that square bales, Chris, or is that?
Yeah, if that's a round bale, that's a ridiculously cheap.
Because round bales have always been more expensive.
If that's a square bale, it's ridiculously high.
Yeah.
So,
but they're in Arizona.
$9 last year.
Yeah, but they're in Arizona where they have to probably have to struggle to irrigate it and struggle to grow it.
Sure, it's irrigated.
Yeah. So.
Probably goes good irrigated there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know if we're gonna buy alfalfa this year.
Yeah.
I'm try.
We usually buy it for Freedom to have.
Yeah, buy a little bit. It's kind of hard to get a hold of. I may just buy pellets in a bag.
Yeah. Yeah.
Might be easier. So we
don't have a hay barn, and that is a.
Yeah.
And with our partnership developing that kind of, I'm sure we probably could still use part of their barns.
I wouldn't care if I stuck stuff in their barn.
But yeah. Anyway, just.
But anyhow, we're figuring out the hay situation for this year, and we're gonna probably keep our sheep. I've also been doing some numbers and figures, and on our 11 acres, I think cash wise, we'll be ahead to just do sheep.
Yeah, yeah.
To use that pasture for sheep.
Chris says that it is square bales. They go through a bale a day feeding their goats.
What are they, about 70 pounds?
The bales of hay weigh about 70 pounds. Charlene, sorry. I had an aunt named Charlene. Charlene says, scary times ahead, I think. So sad. Yeah, we're just going to have to wait and see. We're going to have to wait and see.
Yeah, they are, but and some of me really wants to have those cows producing beef, but if we have to buy everything they take in, that's not beneficial in the long run. And if we narrow it down to where the sheep are good meat too, and 1 or 2 beef is plenty. Whatever our milk cow produces, that's really plenty for us, and to share some. But our hogs and our chickens and things like that, and a chicken house, a garden, and a deer rifle go a long ways. So
80, she says they weigh about 80 pounds or so and have around 19 flakes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's our square, same as ours. Yeah. We paid $9 for those last year. I'm guessing if I bought them off of Jesse, I'd have to pay $12 for them this year. But
yeah,
there was an older gentleman south of us that I was buying bales like that. Now they were lighter. He didn't crank his baler down. They were about 65-pound bales, and but I had an older gentleman that I was buying them off of for years for anywhere from $3 to $5 a bale. But he kind of quit using square bales and went to round bales and a tub grinder.
Yeah.
So, and then they quit planting alfalfa in one of their fields. And so they don't really have any to sell anymore. So.
Awesome. Chris and Larry just picked up 2 hogs today for their family for meat in the spring.
That's awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, We got bacon bits, quite a few. We got 5. Little Mama has 5 bacon bits, and then we have 2 spotted female hogs growing out, and then
kind of excited about them. And John Jackson, who I talked to here a while back, and Comfort Farms, some of you've seen his speech on our videos and stuff, but he suggested I really keep one of those spotted feeder pigs. He liked the bloodline, and I like the bloodline too, and he suggested I keep one of them for a sow. I don't know if we're going to do that yet or not, but that's a consideration. They're Mulefoot and Gloucester Old Spot cross.
Yeah.
And the Gloucester Old Spot that they're out of is extremely gentle and extremely good growing for a heritage pig. They grow pretty quick. And the Mulefoot, definitely top end as far as Mulefoots go, as far as docility and as far as growing speed and strength and meat quality. That Mulefoot sow they're out of, before I realized she had mule feet, I said, is she a Burke cross? She kind of had that build and that docility and stuff. So we might, I don't know, we'll see if we keep a sow out of those 2.
Barb says everything needs to be in survival mode now. For us, especially for our health issues right now, we're just going to have to downsize and do what we can. Oh, Yorkshire Duroc crosses. Yeah.
That's a good cross.
That's a good cross.
I like that cross.
Yeah.
Right now, our feeder pigs are York, and our young pigs are York and Hereford cross.
Yeah, with Little Mama.
Yeah.
York and Little Mama's babies are York and Hereford.
Which that one, I got to looking at him again the other day. He does have red hair.
He does have red hair. Oh, Larry raised Tamworth. Cool.
Awesome.
Or has the best luck with Tamworth. I can't say raised.
We had some Mangalista Tamworth crosses one time, and I wasn't real tickled with them.
Yeah.
They didn't grow quick enough for me.
It may have been the Mangalista.
Yeah, it probably was. But the Tamworth is something I'd like to raise one of these days. Raise red wattles and really like them.
Red wattles are good. Chris says the kids named the pigs Pancake and Waffle. That's awesome. We name most of ours. We haven't named the spotted little gilts yet.
No.
We need to name them, and then there's all 5 of the little bacon bits, which I don't know. We're going to keep the little gilt out of that.
There's only one gilt.
Only one gilt out of the 5. We're going to keep her.
We're afraid Mama's aging out on us, and we really want to keep that bloodline.
Yep.
Really want to keep that bloodline.
So we'll keep that little gilt, and then Spotty, and so Little Mama, I think we're going to try to let her have one more litter.
If we can,
and see if
if she does fine with that, we may keep going with it.
Yeah, and we're just going to see if this was just a fluke thing. Yeah, huge hogs, gentle and hungry, is what Larry says. Yep. For the Tamworths.
Yep.
Mimsy, hey, Anna, how are you? Just popped in to say hey. How are you, Anna? Willis, hey, buddy. Gotta run an errand. Enjoy. Thanks for coming in. But yeah, just having to make decisions, and that's part of homesteading too, is being able to make decisions and being okay to give up something that may have been a dream. Gary, that's been Gary's dream, to build a cattle herd and to have his own cattle herd, but beef cattle herd. And
I've sold them out once before.
We've done it. Yeah, we've done it. We've done it before. When we moved from Oklahoma to Wyoming, we had, we were farming and ranching a little bit larger scale than we are now, and he had to sell his cows and calves, and yeah.
I was pretty proud, though. I was kind of using some cheaper cows and kind of good bulls, and developing some of my own cross, and a rancher that I kind of think a lot of, that my brother had worked for, that I've been around a lot. When I got ready to sell, he said, I want your heifers. Those heifers that you purposely bred, I want those. And he didn't really want my stock cows that I'd started with, but
no.
he did want my heifers. And so I was kind of proud of that.
Anna says she's doing good. She's been missing everyone. It's good to see y'all. Well, we're happy that you're here. It's good. Thank you, Chris. Yeah. We're not quite like in deep drought, Chris. But like the rains have been skirting around where we're at now, but we're in the beginnings of drought. We're in our brown off season.
And it's not untypical for that to happen in July here.
It isn't. We've actually been pretty mild weather. We got rains late, but we got them for too long, and then now it's shut off, and we haven't got enough. They just weren't spaced out, and that's okay. God knows what He's doing. So,
all the ponds and creeks are still full.
Yep.
And
yeah, there's no water restrictions on the water right now. The lake is full. Are those swans or big geese out on the lake?
They look like geese from here.
Okay. They're just so big. Oh. I got a message that my battery stopped charging. Ooh, even Chris, she said they haven't had the monsoons daily like they normally do there. Yeah. But everything's nice and green. The grass is just barely starting to brown off in places.
Our pastures still look good.
Yeah, the hay meadow here, they haven't cut this hay here, and it looks good.
Yeah. There won't be a hay shortage, I don't think.
No.
Actually, hay will probably be good. I know that there was some of the wheat didn't do good and some of it did good. And the wheat that didn't do good had to do with too much rain at times.
Right.
But
too much rain at the wrong
times, yeah. But they cut, most of the wheat's been cut in this part of the world.
Yep. Wheat's harvest is done. Most everybody has their beans in. They should already. It's too late to plant it now.
They're after wheat beans.
Yeah.
Even some of that's in.
Yeah, and coming up.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, we also.
Oh, cool. Larry's encouraging us. He says, have faith. The wife got cancer and he had a stroke when they were in their 50s. And they're both of us well.
Good.
Oh, wait. I read that wrong. I'm sorry, Larry. Let me reread that. Have faith. The wife got cancer and I had a stroke in our 50s. Both of us are well now. I read that wrong. Sorry. Yeah, they're doing good now. Yeah. Well, we know all about the strokes.
Yeah, I started having them in my mid-20s.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Not like a full-blown, just little TIAs is all it was.
You had several months there, though, that you were in really bad, where he was, like a stroke victim, very much had to redo some things.
I got out of,
we come out of it.
I healed out of that.
There's some residual, but not near the damage that, like when my granny had her strokes and stuff. But.
Well, I think Danny Farmer that I used to work for, and he lived most of his life with that kind of damage.
Right. He had a stroke.
I went a month or two. Yep.
What, in his 20s or 30s? Yeah. He'd had a stroke. Yeah, 30s, I believe.
Okay. But we also got some other things to tell you guys about.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't heard and seen yet, we are sponsoring a gathering event.
Well, helping sponsor.
Yeah, we're helping with put together. Yeah, there we go. We are helping put together an event in Fort Scott, Kansas.
Yes, October 1st.
Yep. And the gates open at 8:30.
Yep.
And they're at the Bourbon County Fairgrounds.
Yeah. And
what are we calling it? Growing towards self-sufficiency gathering.
Yep. It's long, but I think it fits, especially our mindset that we have going.
We were just throwing out random names with the other two couples that are putting it on. This random names, and one of them gathered together, Jessica, she threw out that name, and we were all like, yeah,
yes, it totally
that's the one. And so, well, that's the one we chose, and that's the one we're going with, and yeah.
Thank you, Chris. We're pretty excited about it.
Yep.
Thanks, Anna. Yeah, we're hoping it's going to be a good time. Gary will be the first up speaker, and you're going to speak about homesteading and creator connection.
Yep.
And
connecting to our creator.
Connecting to our creator. Yep. Through homesteading, and then we'll have another little session, and then
the second session is going to be kind of a group panel about how to get started.
Okay, group panel on how to get started, and we're going to have a couple of folks on, a couple of couples on our panel that are going to be first-time homesteaders, first generation, and in their first year still. So that's excited. We're excited about that.
Yep.
Yeah, and Glenn and Jessica. Oh, thanks. Yeah, Chris says that that us and 9 Acres and Jess and Glenn, I put it together, are fantastic. Yes, are great. Yes, it's going to be fantastic. Sounds like a great event. We're going to attempt, Anna, we are sure going to try to do live streams. Hello, Miss Lynette with Coffee Angel Crafts. Yes, Anna, we are going to do live. We're going to attempt it. I mean, we're going to have several YouTubers there, but on the panel for the afternoon, we're going to have Tracy Lutz with Kansas Garden Guy, and he's going to be talking about
we've got some topics for the panel.
Yeah, he will have a short intro, and then he'll be there to answer questions about growing in a high tunnel, what he's learned growing in a high tunnel. And he's 3 years, going on his 3rd year, and market gardening from a high tunnel.
That subject we're calling Hoop Houses on the Homestead.
Yeah, Hoop Houses on the Homestead. Yep. So he doesn't really want to be a quote speaker, but he is willing to share a little bit about what his experience, and he's willing to answer some questions that he can. And then he also is connected with Bootstrap Farmer, and so he can also kind of shoot people that way if he needs to.
Yep, he will be on that panel. Audacity Dawning.
Yes.
We're kind of looking forward to his
Uncle G,
to their perspective as first-time homesteaders, first generation, first-time homesteaders in their first year.
Yeah.
So he will be a part of both those panels, and we be gathered together is going to be a part of both those panels, and 9 Acre Family Farm, and us.
Yep. And we'll be representing the multi-generational, that this has been a generational farmer and ranchers.
And Cindy and I are multi-generation homesteading and small-time agriculture. And then Glenn comes from a large agriculture background and into this homesteading. So that's kind of a neat perspective. Not Glenn. Dale at 9 Acre Family Farm.
9 Acre.
They come from a large agriculture background. And
I enjoy it, Heather. I enjoy watching the newbies too, because with it being something that we've just grown up with, and always, and almost everybody, most of our neighbors, having our friend. When we were growing up, it was just the way it was. Almost everybody had a garden. If they didn't have a garden, we thought they were weird. But and raised their own meat or hunted, we thought they were weird. We didn't understand. And so I love seeing the excitement that they get, whenever they process their first animals. They have that reverence for the life that was is fulfilling its purpose to feed them.
That I think that is an experience that I miss not getting to experience my first experience.
Because I
was so young that there's no way I remember that. There's no way I remember the first time being a part of taking a life to feed us.
Right.
My mom and dad talk about me being in diapers and dad butchering some goats, and my mom being from the town, she decided she needed to walk me away from that, and dad said she was holding me by the hand. I was watching him over my shoulder the whole time.
Bye, Charlene. Thanks for coming in.
And but I can kind of remember doing chickens and
Yeah.
and deer and stuff when I was young. I remember killing my first deer. That was quite the experience. But yeah, I just think that some of that I wish I could have been of an age where I'd remember that experience. So I'd like to see them get to experience that. And I like seeing people grab a hold of a lifestyle that we've always loved. Cindy and I have always loved, that's always been part of our dream.
Yes.
Is raising our own food, always. From dating.
Yeah. Yeah.
From dating, that was part of our dream. And I've told the story on here before that when we were getting married, before we got married, when we were making those plans, I was helping my mom in some of her raised beds and started asking her what all it took to grow what you needed for spaghetti, because that's what Cindy loved to eat. And so
I enjoy making spaghetti sauce.
Yes.
But I love tacos now. Tacos my favorite now.
And tacos are pretty easy to grow on the homestead.
Anna's first experience with meat birds will be in about 3 weeks. Just bought a plucker. Neighbor and I dove in on 60 Cornish crosses. Well, that goes well. I hope it goes well for you, Anna.
Yeah. Anna, there's a couple of things I'd encourage you to watch. We've got a video on why we butcher. It's an older video.
It's in our butchering playlist.
It's on our butchering playlist.
Yeah.
I would encourage you to watch that and catch my take on the mindset of taking a life, and also
an animal. Harvesting an animal.
Yeah, there we go. Harvesting an animal. Yeah, that sounded wrong, didn't it?
Yes, Chris. We love raising our own meat and produce as well. Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then I know that 9 Acre recently did a video on, what did they call that? Something.
A new pathway dawning or something like that.
They've got a video called A New Pathway Dawning or something.
Anna says, I've already been watching.
Yeah, and
Taco Tuesday's coming up. Yes.
And Dale got a really good video of me talking about how my mindset when I process, and about the reminder that's in that and that makes it worship for me. And man, if you ever get your mind and your heart around that, it makes it a whole different experience.
Thanks for coming in, Donnie, and Jennifer. Thanks. Have a blessed service this evening and a good week. Yeah, I know how they lived and that they were loved. And when my children are, yes, yep, yeah. See you later.
Little firewood.
See you later, Larry. Yeah, knowing that they had a good life.
And a good death.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, so, and that they fulfilled their purpose, because that's what God created them for.
Absolutely. He walked all manner of clean animal by Noah and said, I made these for meat for you to eat. And chickens are definitely one of those. And so, yeah. Yeah,
and I don't remember. I remember the first beef I saw, but because I was young, my dad always, when the butcher came, because the butcher came and they would dispatch there at the house, and then they had like a big winch that they pulled them in. But Daddy always made us stay in the house. But we had this pet bull. We had this rogue. It was a rogue bull. He was not even a pet. He was pretty violent and pretty rough, and my dad just decided that we were going to eat him because I was in charge of feeding and taking care of him, and I was about 9 or 10, and he was just so mean, and my dad was afraid I was going to get hurt. And one of my cousin's husbands was living at my granny's at the time, which my granny lived on our ranch, homestead, farm, whatever you want to call it. We called it a farm, but it was mainly a ranch because it was beef production. But anyway, he lived there, and he helped me some and helped my dad with stuff, and helped Granny, and he lived with my granny. He and my cousin lived with my granny. And anyway, he had told my dad, she's going to get hurt. She's too little. She can't outrun him. As you guys don't know, I can't run. Have some issues that it is not good for me to run. And so anyway, so Gary was my cousin's husband's name as well, and he was afraid I was going to get hurt. And so he talked my dad into getting rid of the bull. My dad decided we'd just eat him. And so McKinney's came to get him. They were the local processors, and we couldn't get him gathered up. When they pulled up in their truck, it spooked him, and he jumped the fence of the corral we had him in and took down part of that fence and just took off in the pasture. Well, they just took off in their truck, and I was going to get feed to try to gather him again, and they just took up in their truck, and one of them hung out the window and shot him, and it was kind of cute. And anyway, it was a little shocking for me. Mainly my fear was the guy hanging out the truck jumping those terraces, that he was going to fall out of the truck and get run over. But that was my first traumatic one, I think, that we had processed rabbits and chickens. I don't remember the first time. I mean, it just always was.
Who's that? Oh, yeah.
Anna. Yes, I've watched many videos, bought the good supplies, have a few station areas set up, and believe you're prepared. Awesome. Hey, Chuck.
What's up, Chuck?
So yeah, that was my first traumatic, and I don't know that but I try not to be around for the dispatch. That's not my favorite part at all. So
I was always the bigger, stronger kid in the kids, and so I always but I always got to be a part of that, and I have always taken that on for my family too.
Yeah.
And I've worked as a processor, mostly of game animals, but I've definitely done domestic too at that place.
Willis is back.
All right. Yeah, and Lindsay, I hope that goes well. There is a blessing from that, so I hope it goes well for you.
Yeah. You will probably not be happy that you waited till summer to do it.
But I want
to
give you permission to, when you take that first chicken's life, it's all right to cry.
Yes, cry. Yeah.
There should be a catch in you when you have to take an animal's life. There should be.
Yeah.
And it's okay. I've got an uncle that's just pretty.
See you later,
around
Anna.
the edges, and he's a great guy, and he, doesn't back down from much. But I remember him having a little trouble with that.
Yeah.
And never watched him with any trouble with a game animal, but when we process animals, the domestic animals, I remember watching him struggle with that.
Thanks for coming in, Anna. See you later. Psyching herself up. Yeah. Hopefully it goes well for you, Anna.
I got to say that sometimes when I do a beef, when I have to kill a cow, something about a cow. I can do a hog, I can do chickens, and chickens don't bother me too bad. I mean, there's definitely a catch there.
You can be dispatched instead of K-word.
Okay. But when I dispatch a beef, there is something there that it takes me a few minutes to kind of get my wits about me again after I've done that. I don't know whether it's the size of the animal or just my affection for beef cattle or what, but that always takes me a few minutes to gather my wits after I've done a beef cattle.
And it should be a somber.
Mm-hmm.
It should be somber.
I watched a young man one time that was helping me do a beef with a broken leg, and he was really wound up, all excited about it, wanted to be the one that did it, and the owner and I both said no. The owner said, Gary's going to do that. That's who we're going to have do that. And then when he watched me do it, I had him there, helped me hold a knife and a gun, and he was right there watching.
Pew, pew.
Okay.
Gotta censor him. Sorry, buddy. Yeah, Chris still cries with birds, but has a friend who dispatches all the large stock animals for him. Good. You cry when you're cooking it. Heather doesn't cry during dispatch. She cries when... I can see that. Yep. I can see that, Heather.
I would encourage, Anna, right? That Mindy's name?
Yep.
Anna, I would encourage you to watch for the magic moment.
Yep.
There is a magic moment for me when it quits being an animal and starts being meat. And I don't know how to describe that other than that, there's that magic moment where it's no longer my farm animal, but it's meat for me to eat.
Yeah.
And for everybody, that's a little different moment. And I asked people at our processing here the other day, and most of them were like, well, when I get it, because I know it's going to be meat that's what I'm raising it for. But for me, even though I have that intention, there's a magic moment in the processing.
Yeah.
And usually when it's doesn't have a hide on it anymore, it doesn't have feathers on it anymore.
Right.
That's kind of it for me. But watch for that magic moment. There's something really incredible in that once you recognize that magic moment.
We got sidetracked from your story with the dispatch of the beef.
Oh,
the broken leg. And the young man that was excited.
When he watched me shoot that, when he watched me dispatch that calf and slit its throat and everything that's involved in that, he got a little, it changed his attitude. Actually, I watched it, I knew him very well and spent a lot of time around him for years. It changed his whole attitude towards life, towards the value of life, because he realized what it meant for something to die. And I really think that's good for young people to realize what death really is.
The finality of it.
Yeah, and yeah.
Because we should.
No coming back from that.
As Americans,
with our entertainment industry today and our food industry today, I don't think we grasp that.
There's a disconnect.
Yes.
And young kids used to understand it a whole lot more than they do now. And our culture has shifted.
When you fed a hog and petted it every day and then you dispatch it, you grasp what life and death is.
Yes.
But this young man, he had helped with the chickens a time or two and hadn't bothered him much. But when he got to be a part of that beef, he told me, he said, I don't ever want to see that again.
Yeah.
I said, well, that's what it takes for you to eat a steak or a hamburger. He said, okay, I understand that.
Yeah.
But he's like, I don't like to watch that. I said, I don't really either, but I like being part of that process.
It is something very humbling. It's very, it should be disconcerting.
Yeah.
It should be unsettling.
And when we when we help with the chicken processing at Marshfield, Missouri in August at the Ozark Homestead Expo, I definitely will mention that. That will be something we will talk about. And not only the reason we process, or the reason we like to butcher ourselves and how we worship through that, but also that magic moment.
It is a solemn time.
Yeah. I haven't had any comments in a few minutes, are there?
I don't know. Did our comment section freeze?
I don't know.
Maybe not.
Okay.
We're still live.
All right. Good.
But yeah. Oh, there's Lynette. Lynette says that they had meat rabbits. She could handle it better if she didn't name them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is for some people, but I also encourage you it's okay to get attached to those animals. And I'm going to go through my spiel, but in the garden when man sinned, when Adam and Eve realized they were naked through their sin, they tried to cover it with leaves, and that didn't work. So God took an animal skin and covered their sin, their nakedness.
Which it wasn't sin, but
being naked wasn't the sin, but them looking at it different was the result of sin.
Right.
And so it took a death to pay for sin. And then we know that Abel sacrificed animals and it was pleasing to God, and it goes on down through. And when Moses and the Hebrew children in the Exodus, when they had to take a lamb to sacrifice, it was a lamb that they raised, that they got attached to. And then the Levitical sacrifice, they were supposed to raise that animal in the home.
Yeah.
You were supposed to realize that personal loss there because of the sin that needs paid for. And so I look at us eating meat as an extension of that, I guess, and a reminder that it took a death to pay for our sin and to give us eternal life. That death paying for our temporal, or giving us temporal life through food to eat, reminds us that Jesus gave his life to give us eternal life. And we know that he rose again from the dead. And so it's a one-time sacrifice. We don't have to sacrifice for our sin anymore because Jesus did that.
Willis is getting a little bit of rain.
All right.
Oh. Chris says that they name the food names if they're going to be food, or breeders have people, and their breeders, our breeders have people names. So we got Little Mama for our breed and Spotty Hog for our breeding pigs.
I tend to name colors and characteristics.
Yeah.
That kind of.
I give them names like names like Gertrude and Julene. Now Howdy got. I don't remember how I came up with Howdy. How we did that.
I don't remember. But it's probably on video.
Yeah, it's probably on a video somewhere. But yeah, Howdy was so wild. Gary told me they were bull calves, so I just took it that she was a bull calf, and she ended up being a heifer calf.
For some reason, I thought it was a bull calf. I don't know why that was.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'd had a different calf in there that I thought was a bull calf, and then he put that other one in there.
Yeah,
and that's the one I ended up getting.
But we got Howdy and Frosty at the same time. And Frosty, of course, he got Frosty because he'd been so frostbit.
Yeah.
And then, and then Freedom came with her name already. So, yeah.
Fireball fit him pretty
good. Look at the hummingbird.
Oh, yeah.
There's a hummingbird buzz in our truck. But yeah, Fireball, he was a red and he was wild. So Fireball was
all around.
So Fireball was a fit for him. But yeah, I don't know. I give weird names to stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I name stuff. We haven't named those spotted hogs. I can't.
No. When we had the cow-calf operation in Oklahoma,
yes,
and the kids always wanted to name the calves, I always had them name it the month they were born, so I'd remember how old things were.
Yeah.
Because the kids wouldn't forget a name, right? And so when they knew the name, I would know how old it was.
Yep. Yeah. We've had lots of Aprils and Marches.
Yeah.
Lots of Aprils and Marches.
And a few Mays and Junes.
And a few Mays and Junes, yep. Yeah, but yeah. So just enjoying. The lake looks beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And it is geese. They're up on the pier now.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, Gary's getting tired. We did lay down and take a little bit of a nap this afternoon. At least I dozed off. I don't know if you did or not. Look at that big old horsefly on the windshield. We're getting all kinds of bugs and stuff. Bugs and hummingbirds and amazing. Just never know what you'll see. But yeah, we are just making those big decisions on the homestead. I think that's kind of almost always you gotta get it, keep it in your mind of what your next step is going to be. And sometimes it changes. Sometimes you have to go with the flow and make that next step. And sometimes it's not what you want, but it's what is best. So, and we're fully confident that if that's not what God wants for us, He'll change it. He'll change our minds. And if He does want us to sell the animals, He'll have something for us.
Yep.
You know. Oh, wow. There we go. And that sounds good right now, but since I'm working and driving all over, that's probably not a good idea. Okay. A nap. A nap sounds good. Yeah. A nap sounds good. Yeah, you probably better not take a nap. Yeah, a nap, LOL. Yeah, that autocorrect gets me in trouble. But yeah. So we're just hanging out down here, talking to y'all at the lake. And I'm looking at it going, man, the water's a little choppy, not bad. A little choppy. There is a breeze. Pretty good breeze. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of have a weird thing about swimming in the water I'm going to drink eventually. I know it gets treated, but when I come down here and I look at the water and I think,
it goes through gravel and sand and anthracite and then through an osmosis process. And
I keep thinking, we're going to drink that.
Chlorinated.
And people are swimming in it, and the geese are pooping and peeing in it, and
fish
in it. But I grew up on water well, and yeah, I don't know. And I knew how well we sealed those water wells off. I'm just like, wow. Yeah, because my dad was a driller, so you got a gravel pack, you got your PVC casing, and you got your gravel pack, and your cementing, and then you put a cap on the top of it, and there ain't no animals down in it. So shouldn't be animals down in it. But yeah, so I don't know. Just kind of weird. Kind of freaks me out a bit. But I'd better not think about it.
Yeah,
then I run it through another charcoal filter before I drink it.
I drink it right out of that. But there's I have a trouble with swimming in the swimming pool with all the people in it. Human soup. I don't want to swim in human soup.
Human soup. I've been thinking about cleaning my swimming pool out this week. See if I can get that on my list of things to accomplish. We'll see. I've got a lot to accomplish this week.
Maybe with the swimming pool, the ducks will leave it alone.
Yeah, I'm hoping, and maybe I'll get a sheet or something and put a bungee cord or something around it and keep it where they can't get in it. I was thinking about that. I got a couple of top sheets that we don't use, making a topper for my.
Oh, you know what? A fitted sheet might fit over that.
Yeah, I've got an old fitted sheet.
It might just stretch right over the top.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see where I get, because I've got a lot. I got to be jamming this week. Oh, sorry guys, I got something stuck to my foot here. Somebody needs to clean out my truck for me.
Okay.
That was me. That was my biscuit from yesterday from Casey's. Don't tell anybody. I ate a biscuit from Casey's yesterday.
Oh, we need to talk about our challenge that we put out.
Yeah,
we haven't had much response from that.
No. Yeah, Cindy gone wild. I had the sticker on that little clamshell was stuck to the bottom of my shoe.
Yeah. So we issued a challenge this week to make videos about cooking food from your homestead. Yep. And we've got that video explaining all of it. But
Homestead Meals 2022 challenge. Yes. Yep. So, yeah, if you would like to be part of that challenge, please shoot a video. You don't necessarily have to have something you've grown. It would be nice. Yeah. But if you can't or don't want to, that's fine. Anywhere from just home cooking all the way to if you can grow it all yourself. Yeah, Willis drew water from a well with a rope and bucket for years.
Yeah.
Yep. We've had to do it a few times. Yep. We did it a few times. Not very often because, yeah. Oh, goodness. I got the yawns. I should not have the yawns. I took a nap. I should not be tired. Now we got a wasp dozen. Yeah. Them black wasps. Yeah. Sorry. We're very distractible. But, so we've got, hopefully I can get some videos edited and up. I've got a video edited that I need to post. One of our cooking videos. I've got several cooking videos for the next few weeks if I can get one up a week. And then, ooh, Chris is making homemade frozen yogurt today for the kids. I'll have to video that. Yes, please do. Please do. That'll be amazing. Yes, that will be awesome. And yeah, so we got that challenge going. I need to do an animal update so you guys can see the new little piggies. They're over a month old and I haven't videoed them yet. The little terrorists, we can't keep them in the pen. They squirt out all over the place.
Domestic terrorists.
Yes, they're all over the place. And they are cuter than buttons. They are not tame at all. I'm shocked, but they are not. Little mama, you can rub all over her and do whatever you want, but those little piglets are just wild and crazy. Spotted little gilts are growing like weeds, and Spotty is doing great in her pen. We're gonna have to go borrow a boar soon for her. So, yep. And then trying to think, need to get her a companion soon. And then Freedom's doing good. Frosty and Fireball are doing great in the pasture with Freedom. And then Gertrude, Howdy, Julene, and Freeman have gone to a lease pasture, and they're out at a lease pasture. And we have had other calves there before, and so we got videos of moving other cattle out of there for sure. Maybe some moving them in before. And so they're over out west at a small, we lease a small little pasture out there. And so we've moved them so that the home place has plenty of pasture for Freedom, Frosty, and Fireball. Yeah. What else? What else are we missing? There's something else we should talk about. Oh, okay. Hannah moved out, so we are
empty nesters.
Empty nesters. There's no kids. Which means more work because she was an amazing helper. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, if I could just talk her into coming out on her days off. No. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, she could come out. But no, but yeah, I don't know. So, she gets very much involved in her art projects. Yeah, that's where we're at. And
so we invite you guys to come to Fort Scott, Kansas.
Yes.
October 1st.
Well, it's going to be a while, Chris. She doesn't think her and Larry will ever be empty nesters. But once you are, when that last one moves out, you'll think it went fast. Really, honestly, it feels like yesterday that they were little bitty. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Fort Scott, Kansas, October 1st.
To the growing towards
sustainability gathering.
Sustainability or self-sufficiency?
Self-sufficiency. Growing to self-sufficiency gathering. Yeah.
And check out our channel for updates on that. Check out 9 Acre Family Farm.
Yep.
For that, and Gathered Together Homestead. Check out those 3 channels.
Yes. And they've
for information.
Yeah. They've got another channel that's going to be on our panel, and I cannot remember their name.
I don't know if that was ever finalized.
Yeah.
But there will be more.
There will be much more on the panel. So we're hoping to get a pretty diverse, wide range folks that are at different levels. You know, new ones that new all the way up to generational homesteaders and farmers and ranchers. And we really want to have a variety and just represent the homesteading community well. Yeah. But so that's that. Yeah. And I think it is, Barb, I think that I hope it will be, I believe that it will. I believe that it will be well put together. And yeah, everybody's working hard on it and doing a good job. So yeah. But, well, guys, I think we're almost at an hour in here. And we've got lots to do.
And we got to drive back home now.
We got to drive back home now, and we've got it'll be time we'll get home just in time to do chores. And
got a load
of calf this evening because I got to take the last one for the summer to the processor. But it already has a home. Thankfully, it has a place to go whenever it gets ready when it's finished processing. It has a place to go, and so yay for that. Yes, Willis. I don't know. Yeah, it is way different without kiddos. I don't know that Gary and I's life is ever boring, but it is way different without kiddos.
Only time my
See you later,
Neil. Boring is when I'm punching a hole through something. Boring.
All right, y'all. Well, thank y'all for coming tonight, and thanks for spending time with us. Thanks for supporting our channel. Remember, God made you special.
And he loves you very much.
Y'all have a blessed week. See you later.